Meet Little Jimmy. Little Jimmy was a fun-loving boy who enjoyed playing with his toys and just dancing his way through life. But one day, growing up hit Jimmy like a snowball hits to a camera, and Jimmy realized a crucial truth about the next step in his life.
Gee whiz, college is expensive!
So little Jimmy sat down with all his savings and began preparing for a way to pay for college. Little Jimmy researched and studied, but all he found was huge prices he could never afford. This made little Jimmy a little upset, because no matter how hard he studied and saved, he could never make his savings meet the amount of money he needed. So little Jimmy decided he probably needed a new strategy. So he made his way down to the local community college and begged for the money he needed. Sadly, this didn't work out too well for our little friend. Out of desperation, Jimmy began begging for money outside of the local community college, but tended to scare away the few generous souls that passed by, and in the long run, only made a few cents and enough to head down to the local ice cream parlor to drown his sorrows in frozen dairy goodness. In this state, it may well have been assumed that little Jimmy never would have made it to college, that is, if not for the wisdom of town hero James C. Smith.
Look! It's James C. Smith!
That's right. I'm James C. Smith. Now I'm going to hand it back over to the disembodied talking voice.
Thanks, James. Little Jimmy may have a rather ginormous problem on his hands trying to figure out how to pay for college, but his answer does not lie in the wisdom of man, but of Jesus in the Bible. Come on, let's take a look. In Luke 14, verse 28, Jesus says, "Suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Will he not first sit down and estimate the cost to see if he has enough money to complete it?" Well, preparation is necessary for college as well, and also for making sandwiches. Think about it. You wouldn't try to make a sandwich without the proper ingredients. You need bread, peanut butter, jelly, and ham. All of these things come together to make a wonderful sandwich.
Well, gee, I never thought of that.
Of course not, little Jimmy, but think about these wonderful tips. The first step to prospective college students and their parents is to save money. But, little Jimmy, I think you'll need more than the quarters in your piggy bank to pay for college.
Well, how much money do I have to save?
Great question. Let's answer that technically. If you were to save $75 a month for 18 years, over time, that money would amount to pay for 1 full year of college.
Well, gee, that's a lot.
Right you are, Jimmy, but saving money will hopefully only cover the expenses your other hard work won't cover. That leads us to tip number 2. Scholarships and financial aid can be great ways to pay for college, especially to someone like little Jimmy, who has worked hard to get good grades and a good ACT score. Using the scholarship tools available online, little Jimmy may be able to pay for most of his college expenses. Furthermore, activities like music, sports, and any other special achievements can score money to help fully fund your college choice.
Well, I myself won 15 medals in college. This one right here is for soccer. This one right here for the luge.
Another important part of saving money in college is just being smart. Instead of indulging, say no to those unnecessary expenses. Consider staying home with mom and dad and saving dorm and room expenses. Don't panic over college expenses. Be smart, use your resources, and follow the wisdom of Jesus and James C. Smith to avoid the college debt crisis in America.
And this one was for just being so awesome.